I'm Mohanambike Pandian and I'm here to teach you present simple tense. Before we start the lesson, let's look at a few examples using present simple tense. I brush my teeth every day. Sun rises in the east. The train leaves tonight at 6 p.m. She is happy. For present simple tense, it is important for us to know the forms and also the functions. First, we will look at the forms. In order to construct a sentences using present simple tense, you have to have a subject and a main verb. Let's look at the example. She eats breakfast every day. She is third person singular. So the verb, we have to add s to it. So eat becomes eats. She eats breakfast every day. Now let's look at the other subjects. For affirmative sentences, he, she, it speaks English at home. Then we have plural subjects. I, you, we, they speak English at home. Now let's look at the negative sentences. He, she, it. We have to add auxiliary verb for negative sentences. So for he, she, it, we add does not. Then we use a main verb. Since we have used auxiliary verb, the main verb should be in base form. So he or she or it does not eat cereal for breakfast. For plural subject, I, you, we and they, we use do not. Again, when we use the auxiliary verb do not, the main verb should be in base form. So I, you, we and they do not eat cereal for breakfast. Now let's move on to the question form. We start the question form with auxiliary verb do or does. So for singular subject, we use does. Does he, she, it? Again, since we used auxiliary verb does, we use the main verb eat, which is a base verb. So does he, she, it eat vegetable? Moving on to the plural subject, we use do. Do I, you, we, they eat vegetable? We also have yes-no questions. So for yes-no questions, we start with am, is, or are. Okay. For yes-no questions, am followed by the subject, I, then you have an adjective or a noun, am I beautiful? So the kind of answer that you will get for this kind of questions is yes or no. So let's look at the answers. Yes, you are. Yes, I am. Or you can say no, you are not. No, I am not. So we have a few subjects there. Am I beautiful? Are you beautiful? Is he, she, it beautiful? Are we beautiful? Are they beautiful? So the kind of answers that you can get is either yes, yes you are, yes I am, yes he, she, it is, yes you are, yes we are, or yes they are. Or we can also say no you are not, no I am not, no he, she is not, no you are not, no we are not, or no they are not. Now let's move on to WH questions. Whenever you construct a WH question, the word WH has to come first. So WH words here are what, who, where, why, and when. And another exception, we have how. So let's look at the examples. How does he, it, or she For singular subjects, we use does and we use base verb. For plural subject, we use do and we use base verb. But before these auxiliary verbs, you have to use the WH word. So let's look at the example. How does he eat? What does it eat? Who does she like? Moving on. Where do they go normally? Why do we brush our teeth every day? When do I go back? There are many time expressions used for simple present tense. The simple present tense is used with adverbs like always, often, usually, sometimes, rarely, never, and every day. So let's look at the example. I always come to school by car. I don't come here very often. He usually eats breakfast at 7 a.m. Sometimes I go to party. She rarely cooks. He is never late for class. They sleep early every day. So these are the time expressions used with simple present tense. Now let's move on to the function. When do we use present simple tense? The present tense is a sign of present time. It is also used to express habitual action and to express an idea that is generally accepted as true. Now let's look at situation number 1. It is used to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. For example, I brush my teeth every day. So I did it yesterday, I did it today, and I will do it tomorrow. So it is habitual, it is repeated. So if you see, the subject I is followed by the main verb brush without S. Now moving on to situation 2. It is used to give a fact or some information which is true at the time of speaking. So here we also use present simple tense to talk about fact or information that is true at the time of speaking. Let's look at the example. Money doesn't grow on trees. So this is a fact. Yeah. So if you see, the subject is money. Since this is a negative sentences, we used does not because money is singular and followed by the main verb grow. Moving on to situation 3. It is also used to talk about a scheduled event in the near future. So we can also use present simple tense when you're talking about timetable, scheduled events. Let's look at the example. The train leaves tonight at 6 p.m. So tonight 6 p.m. is near future and it is a scheduled event. So we use simple present tense. The train is singular, so we use the verb leave with S, leaves. The next situation is you can also use present simple when you want to express opinions, likes and feelings. Let's look at the example. She is happy. We can see her, she is smiling, so we say she is happy. So she is third person singular, we use the be verb is followed by the adjective happy. Another thing that is important for present simple is the spelling of the verbs. The formation for the third person singular has a bit of variation in it. Let's look at the first one. If the verb ends in SS, SH, CH, X or O, add ES to the base form. For example, kiss, K-I-S-S becomes kisses, K-I-S-S-E-S. Then we have watch, that ends with CH. So you add ES to it, WATCHES, watches. And then we have go, you add ES, it becomes goes. The second rule is, if the verb ends in consonant plus Y, change the Y to I and add ES. So we have study, STUDY. If you see before the letter Y, there is the consonant D. So DY. What we should do to change this to singular is, you add STUDIES, studies. And then we have try, change it to singular, TRIES, tries. Fly, remove the Y, add I and add ES, it becomes FLIES, flies. Moving on to the third rule, if the verb ends in vowel plus Y, do not change the Y. Let's look at this example. Play. Though this word ends in Y, before the letter Y, there is a vowel. Vowel is A, E, I, O, U. So play, you don't have to remove the Y, add I, E, S, but you have to just add S to it. So play becomes plays, PLAYS. Then we have stay, stays, pay, pays. And the final one is the irregular forms. So for be verb, we have am, is, are, and for have, we have. The singular form of have is has. That's all for today. Thank you.